Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And this is from one of my Patreon members sent me the actual hologram portals. But if you remember, CNN 12 years ago did a hologram on live television. Yes, the technology is there 12 years ago, guys. So just imagine what they have behind the curtain. Remember, TV is your reality. Your life is an illusion. You have a wonderful day.
Reviews, it was pretty amazing, I must say, in just one day after its debut, and it's one of the most talked about issues online. Let's go back to our internet reporter, Abby Tatton. Abby, what are folks around the world saying?
Wolf, I want to show you Google hot videos right now. After the election, obviously, there's Barack Obama's acceptance speech, but then look here. The next one is called CNN Hologram First. CNN reporter Jessica Yellen, the moment that she was beamed into the CNN studios just a few feet away from me last night. Hundreds of thousands of views for that video, and another one that's popular. Here's the moment here when artist will.i.am came in for similar treatment later in the night. Some of the headlines on the blogs and the news sites: this is generating freaky and amazing. The A+ Geekiness Award definitely went to CNN, and then my favorite, CNN studio haunted by ghost of will.i.am. Wolf?
All right, thanks, Abby, very much. David Borman is the man behind all of this. He's our Washington bureau chief, the man in charge of all of our election coverage. He was amazing. He's here with us right now. David, congratulations. First of all, excellent ratings. You did an amazing, amazing job. But let's talk a little bit about how you did this. You came up with this idea. I know you've been thinking about it for a while.
Well, about a dozen years I've been trying to do it, and I've basically been a crazy mad scientist trying to get it done. And this year we pressed really hard, and about 3 months ago we launched into developing it, and it ended up working. It was quite surprising.
I know, and at one point you even made a quick trip for a day or so to Israel because there was some technology there you needed?
Yeah, I was in between two debates. I produced the vice presidential debate, went to Israel with a fellow we were working with on the project, and we were on the ground as long as we were in the air. We had to see a proof of concept, being able to recreate an image that was moving with fixed cameras. These are some of the cameras we used. There were about 40 of them.
So tell us how you do it.
There's this green room, and I think we have some pictures of it.
There it is right there.
And there were about 40 of these cameras in a semicircle in this rig. We began to call it the transporter. And the cameras are fixed. They don't move.
There's will.i.am right there.
Right. And the cameras in our studio here, where you and I are right now, were basically broadcasting telemetry of information of where they are in the studio, and the cameras had to calculate out the right perspective of will.i.am or Jessica so that he or she would appear to be on the red dot over in the corner of the studio. It was really complicated technologically. The sound was really complicated. I didn't know if it was going to work until yesterday.
I mean, literally, only moments before we did it the first time with Jessica Yellen and me, we were all nervous. We were wondering, is this really going to work?
It was either going to work or not.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So we got a future in this hologram business.
Well, we'll see. I think, it was a little ornament on the tree. The heart of our coverage yesterday was calling the races, projecting the presidency, covering those amazing moments last night. But television evolves, and how we do things evolves. And at some point, maybe it's 5 years or 10 years or 20 years down the road, I think there's going to be a way that television does interviews like this because it allows for a much more intimate possibility for a remote interview.
David Borman is our genius.
For now.
Thanks.
The thing that I've always found most exciting about the hologram effect and hologram illusion industry is the ability to beam anybody from anywhere to anywhere in real time. So what we've decided to do was we shrunk these giant hologram stage apparatus from big arena stage pieces into what you see right here. This is Portal. It's the size of a vending machine. It fits in the corner of a room, and it beams in a 4K resolution image in real time. You can you could beam anybody from anywhere to anywhere in real time. And when you're looking into the camera, you're looking into your audience's eyes. So if you're an educator, or if you're a politician, or if you're an inspirational speaker or a religious leader, you could beam from the safety and security of your own campaign headquarters, or from your own judges' chambers, or wherever you are, into anywhere that you need to be in real time. So I can distribute portal hologram machines to any country in the world, and in real time you could beam from wherever you are into as many places at the exact same time. Each portal has an audience-facing camera, so that when you beam in front of audiences around the world, the camera sees the audiences. So I'm here with you right now. However, if I wasn't, I would still be able to see you because I've got an eye on you. It's got speakers on both sides, so I can, so you can hear me when I'm not here, and it's all completely self-contained. My friends and I, we beamed Jimmy Kimmel to the Country Music Awards from Los Angeles while he was doing his opening monologue, standing on a similar screen. We used green screen at the time, but we beamed him to Nashville, thousands of miles away, time zones away, and in real time he was interviewing artists who had literally just won Country Music Awards, and then we were beaming them back using the same kind of reverse transmission, and they were performing live or doing an interview, and there was no latency. When you use satellite, which could be funny if you're not planning for it properly, here's a polarizing story, but one of the first things that we did was we beamed Julian Assange out of the Ecuadorian embassy, when he was living in the Ecuadorian embassy, and he couldn't leave for obvious reasons. So what we did was we got a call. Julian Assange was promoting a book, and he wanted to promote it in the United States at a place called the Nantucket Project, which is like a TED Talks, but on a small island off the on Nantucket Island. And so what we did was we went up to the third story conference room inside the Ecuadorian embassy, had a satellite truck outside, and then we beamed his image as he was sitting on a white stool. We beamed him to Nantucket, and then we had this guy named Eugene Jarecki, great documentary filmmaker and an interviewer. He was sitting opposite Assange's hologram on the same white stool. We bought 2 white stools. We sent one to Nantucket, we sent one to London, and they were, and you could Google it, it's amazing. They look like they're there at the exact same time facing each other, but there was about a half a second delay because it's a quarter of a second up and a quarter of a second down. So it's, when there really wasn't much of an issue until they tried high-fiving each other at the end. they were having a little bit of trouble with that. But the late night talk show host had a great time with that. I won't even repeat the joke because I won't do it justice, but okay, so they couldn't really get the high five going, and then I believe it was Jimmy Fallon that said, that's how all white people high five. So there's late.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future